Welcome to Ask Prep, your trusted companion for UPSC and IAS preparation. Today, we shift our focus to an important and inspiring topic in ethics and society, which is cultural heritage conservation. India's rich and diverse heritage is a testament to its long history, varied traditions, and vibrant cultural identity. Conserving this heritage is not only about preserving monuments and artifacts but also about safeguarding the intangible aspects of our culture, including language, art, rituals, and festivals. For UPSC aspirants, this topic holds significance as it ties into themes like governance, international cooperation, sustainable development, and tourism. Through this session, we will explore the historical context of cultural conservation, the role of various institutions, legal frameworks, and global collaborations. So, without further delay, let's get started. Introduction: Cultural heritage is the collective legacy of tangible and intangible elements that define a society's history, traditions, and identity. It includes monuments, artifacts, customs, languages, and artistic expressions passed down through generations. Conserving cultural heritage is crucial for safeguarding national identity, fostering social cohesion, and promoting sustainable development. India, with its rich and diverse heritage, stands as a testament to centuries of creativity and cultural evolution. However, rapid urbanization, climate change, and inadequate awareness pose challenges to its preservation. Protecting and celebrating this heritage not only honors the past but also strengthens the foundations for a harmonious and progressive future. Historical context: Ancient and medieval periods, royal patronage, Indian rulers, such as the Mauryas, Guptas, Cholas, and Mughals, actively supported the preservation and promotion of art, architecture, and cultural traditions. Ashoka's reign, Maurya Empire, the construction of stupas, example Sanchi Stupa, pillars, and inscriptions to preserve Buddhist teachings and promote peace. Gupta period, known as the Golden Age, this era emphasized the conservation of Sanskrit literature, temple architecture, and sculptures, including Ajanta and Ellora caves. Mughal Empire promoted Indo-Islamic architecture, resulting in monuments like the Taj Mahal, Red Fort, and Jama Masjid, which stand as cultural icons today. Learning and documentation: institutions such as Nalanda and Takshashila served as global centers for knowledge dissemination and the preservation of manuscripts, scriptures, and cultural traditions. These centers attracted scholars from across the world, ensuring cultural continuity and fostering the exchange of ideas. Cultural preservation through religion and philosophy: religious institutions and temples preserved Vedic texts, epics like the Ramayana and Mahabharata, and various forms of music and dance. Traditional art forms such as Bharatanatyam, Kathak, and classical music were nurtured under royal patronage. Colonial era: early documentation efforts by the British, the establishment of the Archaeological Survey of India (ASI) in 1861 under Alexander Cunningham marked the beginning of formal documentation and preservation of India's cultural heritage. British archaeologists and historians worked on cataloguing and restoring key monuments, such as the Sanchi Stupa, Ajanta caves, and Konark Sun Temple. Neglect and exploitation: despite some preservation efforts, the colonial period also witnessed the systematic plunder of cultural artifacts, many of which were taken to Britain and other parts of Europe. Iconic artifacts such as the Kohinoor diamond and several ancient manuscripts were lost due to colonial exploitation. Many heritage sites were neglected, leading to the deterioration of temples, forts, and palaces. Education and awareness: Western historians like James Prinsep decoded ancient Indian scripts, such as Brahmi, leading to a better understanding of India's cultural legacy. However, the colonial narrative often undermined indigenous conservation methods and portrayed India's heritage as inferior. Post-independence era: constitutional provisions: the Indian Constitution includes several provisions for the protection of cultural heritage. Article 49 directs the state to protect monuments, places, and objects of artistic or historic interest. Article 51A(f) imposes a fundamental duty on every citizen to value and preserve the country's rich heritage. Institutional efforts: The Archaeological Survey of India, ASI post-independence, the ASI expanded its scope to include excavation, conservation, and preservation of historical sites and monuments. Establishment of the National Museum, 1949, and other regional museums to preserve artifacts, manuscripts, and artworks. Legal frameworks and policies, Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act, 1958, provides protection for monuments of national importance. National Policy for Conservation of Ancient Monuments, Archaeological Sites, and Remains, 2014 focused on maintaining the originality of heritage structures during restoration. Global recognition and collaboration. India became a signatory to UNESCO's World Heritage Convention, 1972, and now has several sites inscribed as World Heritage Sites, example, Hampi, Qutub Minar, Jaipur City. Collaborative efforts with international organizations such as UNESCO and ICCROM have enhanced heritage conservation. Cultural revival, promotion of traditional art forms, handicrafts, and folk traditions under initiatives like zonal cultural centers and National Handicrafts and Handlooms Museum. Institutions such as the Sangeet Natak Akademi and Lalit Kala Akademi focus on preserving performing and visual arts. Importance of cultural heritage conservation, preserving national identity. Heritage acts as a reminder of a nation's shared history and values, fostering a sense of belonging. Economic benefits. Tourism driven by cultural heritage generates revenue and creates employment opportunities. Cultural diversity and social harmony. Heritage conservation promotes understanding and respect for diverse traditions and practices, strengthening communal bonds. Sustainable development. Conservation aligns with global goals, such as UNESCO's Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, ensuring environmental and cultural sustainability. Challenges in heritage conservation, urbanization and development pressures. Encroachments, infrastructure projects, and urban expansion often lead to the destruction of heritage sites. Environmental and climate threats. Pollution, natural disasters, and climate change accelerate the deterioration of monuments and artifacts. Lack of awareness and resources. Limited public awareness and inadequate funding hinder effective conservation efforts. Illegal trafficking and looting. Cultural artifacts are often stolen and sold in international markets, resulting in the loss of valuable heritage. Government initiatives and legal frameworks, constitutional provisions. Article 49 obligates the state to protect monuments of historic interest. Article 51A encourages citizens to value and preserve the country's heritage. Legislations. The Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains, AMASHRA, Act, 1958. The Antiquities and Art Treasures Act, 1972. Schemes and programs. Hriday, Heritage City Development and Augmentation Yojana focused on urban heritage renewal. Prasad, Pilgrimage Rejuvenation and Spiritual Augmentation Drive aims to develop heritage and pilgrimage sites. Digitization initiatives like the National Mission on Monuments and Antiquities, NMMA. International cooperation. Collaboration with UNESCO for World Heritage Site recognition and global funding. Role of technology in heritage conservation. Digital documentation. Technologies like 3D mapping, GIS, and LiDAR help document heritage sites for restoration and archival purposes. Artificial intelligence and machine learning. Used for predictive modeling of damage and climate impact. Virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR. Enhance visitor experiences and promote education about cultural heritage. Way forward, awareness and community engagement. Involving local communities in conservation efforts fosters a sense of ownership and ensures long-term sustainability. Sustainable tourism practices. Promoting eco-friendly tourism minimizes the adverse impacts on heritage sites. Stronger legal enforcement. Curbing illegal trafficking of artifacts requires stricter laws and international cooperation. Increased investment. Public-private partnerships, PPPs, can help bridge resource gaps and modernize conservation techniques. Conclusion: Cultural heritage conservation is essential for preserving a nation's identity, promoting socio-economic growth, and fostering global cultural exchange. While India has made significant progress in protecting its heritage, there is a need for sustained efforts, modern technological interventions, and active public participation. By valuing and preserving its cultural heritage, India can ensure that its rich legacy continues to inspire future generations and contribute to global diversity. At Ask Prep, we aim to bring such insights to help you prepare better for your UPSC and IAS examinations. Thank you. This is Ask Prep, Ask Us Anything, your guide to mastering UPSC and IAS preparation. Let's decode complex topics and simplify your journey to success.